Well, hey everybody, welcome back to It's Only Food with Chef John Politte. Today we're going to show you how to make chicken a la king. Cue the music. Well, hey everybody, I am Chef John Politte and you are watching It's Only Food. If this is your first time watching this channel, or if you just want to learn how to continue to make awesome food, or maybe even learn how to start your own cooking channel right here on YouTube, then do yourself a favor and click on that little subscribe button in the corner and then hit that little notification bell to be notified each and every time I upload new content. Alright, well, you clicked on this video to have me show you how to make chicken a la king, so let's head on into the kitchen and see what our ingredients are. We're going to start out, of course, with these 2 chicken breasts. And then I'm going to have peppers, pimentos, some of my chicken seasoning, some mushrooms. Then we're going to use whipping cream, butter, flour, and chicken base. And we're going to throw that whole concoction on top of some wonderful whole wheat pasta. So let's get into the kitchen and start doing our work. Alright, we're just going to start by cutting up these mushrooms and placing them in a bowl right here. I'm going to continue to cut these and then we're going to rinse them. As I've said in previous videos, it's easier to cut and then wash the mushroom than it is to try to cut a wet mushroom. So I'm going to cut the rest of these. Alright, got them all cut. I'm going to put them in the bowl and send them off to be rinsed off. And we'll get our pepper. Alright, same thing with pepper. I don't know if I want to slice this or if I want to chop it into now I'm just going to take the pepper and I'm just going to slice it into small dice for this. I will leave a list of ingredients in the description box as normal. Alright, we have got our washed mushrooms and our peppers here. I'm going to set these off to the side. We're going to cut up our chicken now. Alright, with our chicken, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to dice it up. I don't want to do strips. So we're just going to take our 2 breasts and we're just going to dice them into a medium dice. And I already did the liberty of cooking both our chicken and our pasta just to simplify this video a little more and to have it made quickly. But you can buy cooked chicken if you want to do that. The store does have cooked chicken. You can buy a bird, cut your own chicken up, and then cook it off. Or you can buy breast that are raw and work with them in the raw state, which I don't like to do. If you do that, make sure you do use proper food sanitation and safety techniques and procedures to keep from getting cross-contamination in your kitchen. Use sanitizing solution to make sure you wipe everything down that you did cook or cut the bird with. Here we go, here's our chicken. I've got this all ready to go. We've got our mushrooms and our peppers all ready to go too. So we're gonna head over to the pan and we're gonna start cooking this up. All right, here is the pan. This is the pan I used to cook chicken breast in. There is absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's just the remnants of what was in the chicken pan when I cooked it. I'm gonna add a 1/4 pound of butter and then about 1/2 cup of olive oil in this. This will give us the fat needed to saute our ingredients and also form a roux. So I'm gonna turn this on to medium-high heat and let it do its thing. And we're gonna just saute these until they're tender. Alright, well, these are sauteing. We're just going to add about 1 tablespoon of my own poultry rub and seasoning blend. There will also be a link for this down in the description box with a link to my Etsy shop. This is not a requirement for this recipe, but it is a nice poultry seasoning. Where most of your poultry seasonings you're going to find in the stores, you're going to find that they have a lot of sage in them and it's overpowering. This is a very good blend that I came up with that is perfect for poultry. So go ahead and feel free to check that out. The link is in my description box below. All right, I think we're at the point now that the vegetables are soft enough to add the flour in here to mix it up to make a roux. You don't want your peppers to be too crunchy in the finished product. So spin this around. Mix this up till it thickens. Remember, this is a method called the Singer method, where you're adding the flour to the dish to thicken it up, not introducing a roux into the dish. You're making the roux with the ingredients and the fat. Alright, that is mixed up pretty well. I'm going to let this sit for a minute to cook that roux up. Oh. Then we'll add our cream. As soon as I can get it open. Oh, there we go. We're going to add water to this too. I didn't add water to the list of the ingredients, but we know we'll need some water to bring it to the right consistency for a sauce. The cream is just adding cream, of course, to make it creamy. Let this cook a little bit more. And then we'll add our water in here and bring it up to a nice boil. About 3 cups in here. Now I'm going to switch over to a whisk. Turn the heat up, bring it to a boil. Now I've seen a lot of recipes that said to add onions, add peas. I saw one that even said to add black olives to it. That I can't really abide by, because black olives really don't belong in this. In most of your contemporary dishes it might, but the fashion of a la king, which is basically means for the king, the way they prepared the chicken for the king back in the day when they invented this dish. I don't think olives were anywhere in that part of the world. But peas and onions I can understand, but in my eyes that also makes it very close to like a chicken pot pie or a chicken stew, and I want to keep this a little bit different than that, so I'm just doing the conventional mushrooms and peppers, and of course the pimentos at the end. I'm going to add a little bit more water to this because it's getting a little thicker than I really want, so I'll turn the heat down just a little bit. I'm going to add about a cup more water in there. So if you're taking notes at home, this is about 1 gallon of liquid in this dish. Now we're going to add pasta to this, so you could get it a little more soupy if you want, a little more liquidy if you'd like, because that pasta will absorb some of that liquid when we mix that in. We're just going to throw it in. We're not going to put this over the top of it. Kind of a one-dish meal here. That looks pretty good where it's at right now. I'm going to add about a little more than a tablespoon of chicken base to this, and mix that in to give it that good chicken flavor, and also add a bit of savoriness to the dish, which is the foundation for what this is all about. Otherwise it'll just taste like herbed up flour. So I'm going to add a little bit more water just in case. Remember, the pasta will absorb anything if it gets too thin, but if we add a little bit at a time and pay attention to what we're doing, we don't need to worry about it being too thin. And if it does get way too thin, you can just keep cooking it until it reduces down. The beauty of having heavy cream in there, and liquid does reduce. Alright, that looks about right. Let's put our chicken in. Got that all cut up and ready to go right here. Medium dice. Just throw that in as well. I don't really need the whip anymore. Oh, that smells fantastic. And now I'm going to add our pimentos. And you can add the juice as well. So I'm going to add about a little more than a tablespoon in there. This is just for color and flavor. Whip this in as well. You can add more if you want. I see it. You want to balance it really nice with the colors. You got the green, you got the mushroom, you got the chicken. This is pretty well balanced. Not one color or shape or ingredient is outdoing the other one. So that looks good to me. Now we're going to add our pasta. It's another one of those things you want to add as an eyeball to eyeball here. I'm going to add 2 handfuls of it first and stir it in there. You want to keep it balanced just like you do with the other ingredients. Okay, that looks good to me. I don't want to add too much, or then you got a pasta dish that's all just nothing but pasta. This has to be a team player and not something that's overtaking the dish. So everything's equal, everything's groovy there. What we're going to do now is we're going to plate this up. I'm going to take some awesome photos of it for social media. I'm going to lay those pictures into the timeline with some groovy music, and then we're going to come back and we're going to taste this. Alright, well those were some really groovy pictures with some groovy music underneath it. I'm going to go ahead and set up the tripod so we can get a taste of this. Spoiler alert, I already did taste it. Had to, I'm the chef. But you won't be disappointed. We're going to see this up close and see my reaction to it. There it is. This is the chicken a la king with penne pasta. You can put this over a biscuit. You can put it on rice. You can put it on noodles. Put it on toast. Whatever you like to do. But here's what I like to do. I like to try it. That is really good. I'm just going to get some of the sauce here without any of the meat or anything. So velvety smooth. Very good flavor. Very good texture. Everything comes together well. Remember, you can add celery, onions. You can add peas to it, whatever you'd like. This is just a very basic recipe. The basic sometimes is the best. All right, well thanks so much for watching today. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to go down to my description box and check out all those awesome links that I've got down there. I've got one for my seasoning. I have an Etsy store where I sell all my wonderful gourmet seasonings. And then also make sure you stalk me on social media. All those links are also provided down in the description box. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Go ahead and like this video. Leave all your comments right down below. And then make sure you share this video with everybody that you know. Take care, and we'll see you again right here on It's Only Food with Chef John Politte. Bye-bye.